Alright, podcast for the Sabres and Penguins. Basically just looked like the Sabres played a tired game with a lot of AHL players, which is exactly what happened. Fourth game in, I think, 6 nights. Thomas Vanek out with the flu. Mark Parrish up. Luke Adam up. Mark Mancari up. Not a whole lot to say. Not a whole lot you can do there. And Penguins skated away with the victory. I don't think there's any question at this point that the team's most important player is Thomas Vanek, with the team racking up wins with Enroth in net and Derek Roy continuing to be more and more of an afterthought. The one guy that needs to be in the lineup is pretty obviously Thomas Vanek. And thought it was a great moment for the likes of Ennis and Pominville and Connolly and Stafford to step up, and at very few points in the season have those 4 guys looked like leaders, looked like go-to guys, looked like clutch players, and they had a real chance to make it happen tonight and failed to do so. So moving right into my 3 stars and 3 black holes. I'll give the first star to, I guess I gotta give it to Rob Niedermeyer. Second goal of the year, led off the scoring. Thought it was going to be a good night after that, but didn't end up that way. Second star, probably ought to go to the entire penalty kill unit. I will give it to I'll give it to Mark Parrish and Mark Mancari, even though they weren't on the penalty kill unit. I thought it was a pretty strong game from the both of them. Parrish in particular looked real solid. And I think we got all we can expect out of those guys. It's the big names on the team that need to step up, and they really didn't. Third star I'll give to Ryan Miller. And another strong outing coming off of rest, and it's a shame the Sabres have to waste those games. Second time Miller's come off a break, and the team's only scored 1 goal this year. So, those, you almost want to think those are guaranteed wins with the rested Miller, but it's not how it went. And 3 black holes. I would give the first black hole to it's got to go to Tim Connolly, Tyler Ennis, Jason Pominville, and Drew Stafford. Those guys got to show up. I mean, I'll give a little bit of a break to Stafford because he scored the game winner against Minnesota, but man, those guys got to do something. Do something, guys. Do something. Second black hole I will give to Luke Adam. Just does not look good. Didn't look good earlier when he came up in the year. Didn't look good tonight. It was a -2. Just not ready. And third black hole I would have to give to just pick a name out of the hat, basically. I'll give another black hole to Tim Connolly, because god damn it, Tim. No goals, no assists, no shots on goal, no blocked shots, 1 hit, no takeaways. Just, he might as well not have even played. I know we're short on talent, but I almost want, especially at the center position, but I almost want Linney to just sit him on the bench or take him off the power play or do something. I mean, look at what being benched did for Sekera. Who's played great. Even tonight, he played pretty good. Jeez. Do something, Tim. Do something. He's probably never going to score again. That having been said, the Sabres are back in action in Boston on Thursday, which is another tough game. Maybe a little easier if Zdeno Chara gets suspended for what I'm hearing was a pretty dirty hit tonight. So we could be the beneficiaries of a a little bit of luck there. But looking ahead, even if we do lose to Boston, the Sabres' schedule for the rest of the month of March is, of course, the Boston game in Boston, then at Toronto on Saturday, home against Ottawa on Sunday, and then home games against Carolina on Tuesday, and then we don't play until the next Saturday at Atlanta. That would be the 19th. And then home again the following Sunday against Nashville. Then we have a March 22nd game in Montreal. Come back home for the 25th and 26th against Florida and New Jersey. And then round out the month playing in Toronto on the 29th and home against the Rangers on the 30th. Not a whole lot of real good teams in there. Nashville and Montreal among the stronger ones, but Nashville's hurting, and Montreal, actually both of those teams have some injury issues, and we've played Montreal fairly well this year. So, I'd like to think that even with a loss to Boston, finishing out the month 7-3 or 8-2 is pretty realistic, especially with all the home games in there. And I would like to say that the stage is set to win at least 5 in a row at Toronto on the 12th, and then home against a pretty crappy Ottawa team on the 13th, home against Carolina on the 15th, and then home against Atlanta with 3 days rest on the 20th, or the 19th rather, and home against Nashville. Thinking that should be 5 wins in a row right there. But I guess we get to find out over the next week. So I will see you then.